pause the comment section from the Zoom. So, any questions so far? Any comments so far? Okay, good. All right. So I want to focus on two things for our summary, and we can go to the Facebook Zoom now. And I want to go back again to the memory verse, because it's something that you should repeat it constantly. And it says, "But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people." I mean, just think about what God is telling you who you are. If you ever have any self-doubt, just read that again. I mean, if you ever feel as if I said, it's hard for a Christian to be humble because you're because you're the son of a king. God is telling you that you are my child. And so how can you be humble when the guy who created the entire universe says that you are chosen, you're a chosen generation, you're royal. Think of how the British treat the Queen. I mean, they treat her better than anything else. So you're a royal priesthood. You're a holy nation, meaning that you're set apart from everything else. You're peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him who had called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. So I tell all the time, Christians should not be humble because, I mean, it's...
So, Brother Denton, as we were saying before, that if you look at the role that a king plays and the role that a priest plays, it's the role that it's pointing to. And it's not a role of so much of exaltation, but of function and with the responsibilities that are inherent in those roles.
And I look at the word, the salt or a light. We are supposed to be the salt to the earth and the light to the world. So, back into science, there's no measurement of darkness. Darkness cannot be measured. Only light can be measured. Darkness is the absence of light. You can't measure it. So wherever light is, darkness cannot exist. And so lightness is that illumines. So we are that light that God has created. And our job, I was going back earlier, where it said we're supposed to instruct and preach. There are two distinctive things that we're told to do. Instruction. We have a health message. We have all those things that God had told us, this is your role to do to the world. And preach separately. And I think if I try to summarize today's lesson, is that we are those things. I'm going to try and title it to the remnant. I want to look at what makes the remnant. What can you look at? Look at every single Bible character. And even today's people, today's patriarchs today, what makes them a remnant? And what I could find was this: they all made their mind up. I start with the 3 Hebrew boys. And they said, "King, we don't care what you're going to do, what you're going to say, because our mind was made up, not when we were on the plains of Goza, the plain was before that. So whatever you want to do to us is irrelevant because our mind was made up." I like David had a quote, and David said, "As the deer pants for the water brook, so pants my soul for you." I mean, that, look, this is what I want. Of every king, most of the Israelite kings strayed, including David. But yet God said, David is a man after my own heart. Why? Because David, even when he sinned, he still knew that God was his God. He never had any strange god, any strange temple. He said, "Look, I sin. Wash me with hyssop." Because David knew his man would say, "Lord, look, you're my God, you're my Savior." When he sinned and said, God said, "I'll give you 3 punishments," he said, "God, look, you punish me because you're my God." David was made up. Daniel, as we said earlier, he purposed in his heart to serve the Lord. I mean, look, my mind is made up. I don't care what happened, what may, is made up. And one of my favorite Bible character is Joshua. He said, "As for me and my house," I mean, that, look, my mind is made up. So Choose who you're going to serve. You can serve who you want to serve, but for me and my house, our mind is made up. We will serve the Lord. So what's the remnant? It's those who decide that whatever happens in the church, outside the church, with the Pope, with everything else, with COVID, my mind is made up. I've looked at everything I could find. I saw a friend of mine said, I'm not coming back to church anymore because of this. I said, you letting that keep you from church? I mean, think about it. You letting not getting a call from someone keep you from church? I said, your mind needs to be made up that whatever happened, whatever happened, your mind is made up. And so the remnant people are people who say, look, Lord, I've studied, I have faith, and whatever happened, whether the law is passed tomorrow for Sunday law, whether the pastor decides to leave, whatever happened, my mind is made up. And I implore you this week, study today and make up your mind. A mind made up is the most powerful tool you can find because nothing will stray you. The devil cannot come against you when you say, Lord, I've set my path. I've set my GPS. And what I like with GPS is this. If I'm going to New York, even though I might hit an obstacle and go east or go west, what happens to the GPS? What does it do? It recalculates and says, fine, when you go west, head back north. So even though your mind is made up and you fall down, get up because what? God's GPS will redirect you to where he is. So make your mind up. Thank you, church, for coming today. And again, we only have about 10 people here. We'd like to have more next week. So I'll turn it over now to the divine service crew. Thank you. All right, we're off. Thank you, guys. We're off. We're not live anymore. Well, hopefully not live anymore.